Hello people, this is Diva Kiss Lifestyle. Anyway, let me bring this down a little bit because it's a bit high. Anyway, what I want to do is do a video about how to get your power back. So if I look down, that means I'm looking at my notes because I want to get all of the pointers to you. So you have your own power, how to get your power back. So it's 10 steps, okay? So you can start with affirmations. We all know what affirmations are. We affirm the positive. Even though it's not here yet, we still affirm that it's going to be in our life at some point, but we're affirming it today. So say for instance, you're not feeling good enough about yourself. You can say, now I'm enough. Even though you're not feeling like it, but still say it, I'm enough, at least 10 times a day. I am enough. I am enough. I am enough. I am enough. And eventually you're going to feel like that you are enough. Okay, so affirmations, you can go on Pinterest. There is a world, thank the Lord, of affirmations out there now. So Pinterest is the best place for affirmations, or you can go on Safari. You can make up your own. You can go on YouTube as well. You can write them down. It's very effective to write them down because it goes inside your mind quicker. And you can pin them up on your wall, etc, etc. There's so many things you can do with affirmations, so go for it with affirmation. So here is an affirmation. It's a long one. Almost every successful person begins two beliefs: the future can be better than the present, and I have the power to make it so. Remember that. I have the power to make it so. So you are powerful. You've just got to believe it. So let's start. So in order for you to get your power back, you need to change your reality. So affirmations and changing your reality are one in the same. So it's still number one. So you need to change your reality. So changing your reality is affirming. Changing your reality is changing an image of how you're feeling about yourself at that present time. If you're aware of yourself, that is, you have to be aware that you're feeling a certain way. If you're feeling down, or if a situation has arisen that you don't feel that you can control, you have to basically try and step in front of it and say to yourself, how can I turn this around right now? Or if you have to stay in the situation, i.e. bereavement, or someone's passed on, then obviously that's a different situation. So you'll have to look at it from a different standpoint and just basically try and sit with what is going on, obviously, because I've had 2 bereavements within a space of I say 2 months. So I just sat with it and I basically carried on doing affirmations, and I just tried to carry on as normal, but it did affect me internally, which I was unaware of, but I carried on with what I had to do. So there is so many situations, maybe arguments with the husband, try your best to, or the wife, etc, or a breakup in a relationship, but just try your best to keep somewhere in your life something positive going on. Maybe a hobby, maybe a friend that you can talk to, you know. So that's what I mean by changing your reality. Get a journal and write down your thoughts and write down how you can change the situation, and just keep doing it until you've changed your reality. I will do another video on about changing your reality because it's quite a big topic. So let's move on to number 2, how to change. Basically, if you're looking to maybe make money, you will need to change your mindset. So we need to look at getting your power back, because we remember we're in a certain presence already and we're trying to get to another one. So this is what I mean by how to change your reality. In the sense of money. So say for instance you want to make 3,000 a month, you're going to have to believe that you can make that money first and foremost. So I remember I was trying to make this this mindset change, not reality, this mindset change within me. And I kept going back to the old way of thinking. So the new way of thinking wasn't coming in. So I thought it was going to be easy, and I thought I was really going to get it and grasp it just like that for the first time round. I never believed my mind would play so many tricks on me. So now I'm able to see the £3,000 a month in my mind's eye, and I believe that it's mine. Okay, so even in your reality, if you can't see it and it's not here yet, you still have to keep affirming it every single day, just to keep it in your mind and to put it in place. You can set a goal card in front of you wherever you sit the most, wherever you walk past the most. So that's just one example on how to change situations when it comes to changing your mindset. So you can just basically write it down and stick it up, or do a mood board. They're effective. They always come to pass. I always get what I want on my mood boards all of the time. It's just a matter of when is it going to happen. So number 3, don't let your emotions get the better of you when feeling sad, angry, depressed, etc. I had to look down and read that whole sentence, because literally the emotional side of life is a different matter, especially when someone in front of you, like I'm going to give my daughter as an example. She gets flustered and overwhelmed very quickly, and she gets all flustered and angry and gets all bossy, and the nature of her is very difficult to deal with, but it is because she's not coping with a certain situation. And then I feel like it just drags me down and makes me feel a bit more less. I always feel this atmosphere of less, but she's feeling like that. So I have to make sure that I'm loving her through her emotional breakdown. So us as human beings can draw other people's energy into us, and then you have to know the difference, or it can come from you. So if you're having an emotional breakdown about a situation, take a step back. If you're angry about something, maybe you're going to get angry at that time, but then you will calm down later on. Make sure you reflect on everything that was said and done. And if you have to apologize to someone, apologize. If you're expecting an apology from somebody that's never going to give you an apology, just write it down and write down how you want to see it, okay? Because that person may never ever come to you and say sorry, because they just are not aware of themselves. And that's mainly what it is with most people that get upset with others. If they don't come back and say not even so sorry, or sit down and discuss the situation with you, then it means that they are just not aware of themselves, and they really think that what they said was right. So if you're having the emotional breakdown, try to get yourself back to your normal self. Don't prolong the arguments, don't prolong the anger. It's only going to make you unwell and sick, and it's only going to make you weak. You want to keep your power, you want to keep it as much as you possibly can have it. So when you come back to calming down, peace excuse me, always brings calmness. Peaceful music, listening to waterfalls, listening to nature will always bring you back to your natural state. Or doing some meditation, or doing some stretching, or some yoga, or just going for a walk will bring you back to your natural state. And then you can reflect on the situation. Don't feel guilty about it either, and just do what you need to do in order to get back to your power again. So number 4, don't let others make you feel small. Look at all your good qualities. I'm going to read from the paper, your good qualities, achievements every day. Keep a list of it on your wall, just in case you forget about your powerful you. So basically write a list of everything you're good at, everything, your good characteristics, your skills, your good mothering skills, your good cooking skills. I don't care how long this list is, write it all down. So when you have a day where someone is trying to belittle you, look at that list. Just give it a good once over. And if you have to tell the person about it, tell the person about it as well, because you deserve people to know how wonderful you really are. Number 5, get used to the fact that change exists, and it can be either good or bad, so you get to understand and prepare yourself for whatever circumstances arises, as we cannot control others' behaviours or sometimes outer situations. But once you understand that we live in a world where good and bad can occur, and we know that we can cope with whatever the world brings to us, basically, because I don't want to read it word for word, all of it. So we just have to understand that we cannot control outer circumstances, meaning we can't control people, we can't control organisations, we can't control what the government's going to do. We don't know what they're going to do from one minute to the next. So we have to understand that we have to be strong enough to understand that change is just going to come, and if the wind blows, we won't topple over, so to speak. Yes, so that's that. Number 6, don't stay around negative people that see you as less. Do not be around them for too long, because that's just how they're going to continuously keep talking, and they're not going to back down. These people don't back down. They've just come to diminish themselves and to diminish others, because they're doing it to themselves as well, and they don't think they're doing it to themselves. They think they're doing it to the person in front of them only. But what comes out your mouth is going inside of them excuse me, inside of themselves first, and then the energy is coming onto you also. So stay in a very powerful atmosphere if you can. So if you stay in a negative relationship with a partner, he or she will lower your self-worth, self-esteem and confidence, and it's just not worth being in a relationship like this. So it's the same thing in a relationship. You've got to know what you really want for yourself. Do you want to have low self-esteem? I've had many of relationships where I didn't even realise that my self-esteem was being lowered. I was very unaware of it. Now I'm more conscious of it. It's just that I go through things with my little girl. I've got to build up her self-esteem now, but she's a kid. And you know, she's at school, so she's going to have exams soon. So I have to deal with a lot of her ups and downs also. So it can be difficult with children, because they do love to have tantrums for some unknown reason. And they seem to think they're in charge. In this generation, my daughter seems to think that, you know, she's a big adult. So I have to keep letting her know that I'm the mother and she's the child. So in them circumstances, you have to find tools that are going to be effective for the power to stay in the house when it comes to children. And like you said, your partner, the males can be dominating at times. I don't know, I've met a lot of males that believe that they're head of the house, and that, you know, they have to be rough in order to be heard. And I'm not in a relationship, and I don't resonate with that. I resonate with a man that is positive, and he speaks lovingly, and he's romantic all of the time. So I'm looking for that type of man. If any one of you know anyone like that, just inbox me, and you know, me and him can go on some dates. So that's the sort of man that I believe is the 21st century man, and he was always supposed to be positive. But you know, it's just an awakening and an awareness of positivity and what it does to the mind and the inner body, and how helpful it is for our health and for our success in life, you know. So try your best to stay away from toxic, negative people that are severely negative at all times, because in the long term you will end up being the victim, telling everyone your story and trying to figure out if you're good enough or not, because they will lower you blatantly. I've been through it, believe you me. Number 7, don't compare yourself to others. Now this is another subject within itself, which I will be going over in more detail on another Diva Glitz lifestyle talk. Okay, so We compare ourselves to others all of the time. If we see someone with a nice car, we see someone always getting nice clothes all the time, constantly got the image, got the latest wigs, etc, 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 looking spink and spam and whatever, got money and whatever, obviously we're going to want that, isn't it? But at the end of the day, if you look into that world too long, you're going to mash yourself up. You're going to feel low. You're going to feel depressed, because it's not you. That's not your life. That's somebody else's life. So even if I watch YouTube for too long, oh my gosh, I don't know why I'm feeling down sometimes. And it is because I'm looking at these people for too long, even though they're absolutely excellent, all of them on there. But I have to come back to my life. And I have to look around and say, hey, my life is good enough, because it is. I love my life, you know. I don't have as much as some other people, but my life is good enough. And that's just what you have to tell yourself after you may be watching someone that is very wealthy, you know, maybe like the Kardashians, because you can lose yourself and think that you're living their life, because it is an image that they are portraying. So come back, see your life, look around, say, hey, I love my life, and I love uniquely who I am, because I'm unique and there's just no one like me. Just tell yourself that there is no one like me, and no one can be me. So you've got your power going on that one, because no one can be you. So never ever ever, just remember that. So number 8, don't put people on a bigger pedestal than you, especially social media. Right, we've just gone over that. And the reason for that is because you lose your own self. It's not that they're not brilliant. They are brilliant, these people. But you actually, if you have a low self-esteem and you're bigging somebody else up more than your own self, what you're actually doing is putting them up here, high, high, high in the sky, and then you're down here. That's the only way I can show you. Why do that to yourself? You might as well just put on everyone on an even kill. Yeah, their work is good, but my work is just as good. And that's just the end of it. That's just how you've got to do it with everything in life and nowadays. Yes, Beyonce's all the way up there doing her thing, spinning around on stage. I'm using another entertainer because that's all I know, entertaining. And I don't really look into films. Or is it Halle Berry? She's all the way up there and you're putting yourself here. No, 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 no. Can you see that your self-esteem has gone down? No, no, don't do it. You and Halle Berry here together. You have to be. You just have to be. Yes, she's on TV doing her thing, but she's got a big crew, film crew around her. Yes, she's getting all that attention as well, but she's working 12, maybe 24-hour shift. Just remember that they work hard, these people. Yes, she lives in a massive mansion, but my gosh, how long does it take to clean that place? So you've got to look and tally up everything, okay? And remember, we are all equal on this earth. So don't lower your standards for anyone. Right, where did I get to? Oh my gosh, I've got a lot. Yes, all right, number 9, affirmations. We've done that already. Sorry, that's on my list again. I've got to stress affirmations again. Please do affirmations every single day, morning and night. They are audio affirmations as well, self-love, self-worth. I listen to them every day. They are excellent. And write affirmations down. So skimming over that. Number 10, creating a plan how you will get your power back and how you will keep your power. Example, I've written it down. Journaling, art journaling, we spoke about journaling already. Increasing your ideal self and writing it down every day. I will do a video about that as well. This is about self-image. Self-image is in a topic of its own. Talking to a trustworthy person. Hobbies, going to your favourite places. I have skimmed over this already, but I've written it down again. Exercise, future planning, which you want to do, what you want to do for maybe the next 5 years. Just get it done and out of the way. Writing down how you would deal with difficult situations. Writing down difficult situations. Write down difficult situations and write down the problem, then write down the solution and how you will handle the situation. So you're just preparing yourself, okay? So I'm hoping that this video was of benefit to you. And basically, keeping your power is basically staying positive. That's what keeping up power is. So you need the tools to stay positive in whatever situations you're going through. Like, I'm finding tools for my daughter. Now I'm going to go away and go and speak to her, because we had a situation arise just now, because she was reading the message and I was talking and she was getting up at herself. She can't hear, and this bossy nature just keeps creeping back. So I have to make sure that I eliminate this behavior. So I have to deal with this situation, and I have to deal with it with her, and we have to we're going to go and do some writing today to see how we can find solution, because I've been dealing with this since she was about 2 years old, and people think that it's never ever going to go away, but I know for sure that it is going to go away. So it's a situation that I've been dealing with for a very, very, very long time, and it has been affecting me quite badly. So you have to find ways to find the solution, find your ways that you can get help for the situation that might be a bit too daunting, and a solution will come eventually, but you just have to be open to let it in. Okay, so I just want to leave on that note, and I'll be back with more talks, Diva Glitz talks, at some point. I do have a Diva Glitz show on Facebook. I haven't done it for a little while due to unforeseen circumstances, and I do have a church service that I just started last week on a Sunday. So I will let you know about the Diva Glitz show on Facebook at some point, but this is just my everyday Diva Glitz lifestyle talks when I feel led to come on here and talk about self-esteem, self-care, and anything positive that I feel that it needs to be spoken about. So I love you all. I think you are beautiful people. We are all beautiful, unique people. Remember to be your best self at all times, and remember to put your best foot forward. Love you all. Bye bye.